Oh yeah, look at Mr. Big Shot New Godzilla. Everybody talking about how he's so much better than me, with his larger body, those well-defined articulated legs, and that long, luscious tail, and that, the hell they do to his neck? Okay, you know what? They all can't be winners. Okay, Mr. Blue Spines that don't even look like they're illuminated? Hey, at least they tried. Look like somebody shoved 50 blue gushers in your mouth. Hey, I thought you were kind of cool, but you're kind of being mean to me now. Oh yeah? Well, I've seen playmates with better skin detailing than you. You take that back. Maybe. Maybe I will. Oh god, are you even in the discussion? Yeah, Mr. Bendytail. I just wanted to be a part of the conversation. You know, maybe we're a little bit harsh to him. Nah, he's a pretty crappy figure now. Pretty crappy indeed. Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name is Arnes.
I gotta remember to hit that record button. I see the thing going right there, so we should be good.
We have done a video before where Steve forgot to hit the record button, so half of it was nothing.
Just like we have a conclusion. Woohoo! Anyways, what we have here is the Hiya Toys Godzilla vs. Kong Exquisite Basic Godzilla.
This is actually very hard to find right now because I tried to look for it, and yeah.
It's sold out now. But it was pretty much a China exclusive, but a few places got it in for pre-order, like Big Bad Toy Store. So in the link in the description, we have Entertainment Earth, because they support us. But Big Bad was where this was, but it's sold out now.
Yeah, it's sold out. And eBay's crazy on
this. And eBay, the price is definitely spiked on this guy. So if you want to pick one up after the video, that might be your best bet. Maybe like Mercari, Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Would probably be your next best bet, or maybe seeing about, I don't know, AliExpress since it's from China.
I looked, no.
You might get like a authentic Hiya, but
as of right now, this recording, they're sold out too. I looked, every single place is sold out.
Yeah, so it's a little bit harder to get, which is kind of funny because it was like a reason, like about $50.
Yep.
Which would seem really reasonable for a figure like this, but then now it's like more than the Monster Arts is in the aftermarket, so that sucks. And I'm excited that the Kong was up for pre-order. I think that's coming out too in the near future. Then there was Mothra, Rodan. They kind of teased doing Ghidorah, which I think would be a sweet one to see how they do. But because the Mechagodzilla I'm not that excited about because I already have a bootleg. So I got the bootleg that can hang out with this guy.
But Steve,
it makes me feel better. At least we have a cheaper figure with a cheaper figure. We're good to go. But wanted to pick it up because it's just a new Godzilla figure from a new company and it's super posable. And from what I've seen, I loved like the profile of this guy. But we'll see if the rest of the details hold up pretty well. So anyways, without further ado, for the packaging, almost kind of reminds me of a Playmates.
Oh yeah, that's what I first thought.
Which is getting me excited off the get-go. It's a lot of orange and blues. You got Godzilla roaring with the buildings, Kong and him confronting each other on the top side of the package. Godzilla roaring. Other side, Godzilla roaring to the side. Top of the package, them two confronting. Back of package, some Lego mumbo jumbos and stuff I can't understand, but they do have a Twitter and a Facebook. You guys like to go check them out. And more confrontings on the bottom. Anyways, let's get this guy open up out of its cardboard prison. Alright, so now we got the Hiya Godzilla open up out of its cardboard prison. First and foremost, probably my favorite thing about this is the way you can get it to look at you from the front. That looks like the Godzilla I know and love.
Steve, why does he have a dirty mouth?
Why shouldn't he have a dirty mouth? He was biting Kong. Do you think Kong's a clean kaiju?
No.
Exactly. Kong's muddy, which his inside of his mouth is also muddy, and that's what happens. He goes, and then got dirtied. Anyways, first thing I really like about this figure is the profile. Although to me, it's got like the spikes like 2021, but the way it like stands up, especially when you have it like closed mouth and looking down, almost reminds me more of the 2014.
It looks like 2014. That's what I thought at first. Like if you were to take the box away and just show me this figure, I would say it's 2014.
Yeah, except the spikes are like all wrong for it. But it's got that like same like giant imposing profile. And I'll be honest, neck-wise, And especially the way it's sitting up, easily my favorite of the 2014 or 2021 figures we've gotten. And even like 2019, because it's similar.
Yeah.
In design, anyways. There's not that much difference between the pair. So, awesome that way. One thing, though, is with this neck here, what you can see here, when I turn his head...
Oh, God.
The one thing I find weird is they kept this little area here. And I think this could have almost been an extra little jointed section instead of being fully attached to the mouth. Because that just looks a little off to me. Now, granted, you can kind of shift the neck pieces to make that work better anyways.
He's missing pieces.
But for the most part, it's not going to be like you're going to have them displayed like this on your shelf, right? Like if you're doing that, you're probably going to have them looking like this, or this, or this, or maybe this. Look, which looks all pretty solid. This, not so hot. But I think joint-wise, it's probably my biggest area of contention, which kind of sucks because it's also probably one of the more important areas because it's the head region. It's the thing you probably focus on the most when you first look at the figure. I haven't noticed any real other gapping issues.
Not major ones, at least.
Yeah, well, it's a ball joint figure, so of course there's going to be some, but like the tail looks pretty clean. And I guess we're just going to finish the articulation here too since we were talking about it. But like the legs can go in and out. They go forward and back really nice. And there's not really, like maybe there you could technically claim, but then just shift the leg back up. Not too bad. Got rotation at the top of the thigh. He actually has double jointed knees, which I love the way that they did the knee with the, sort of like the Monster Arts with the bigger thigh region going over top of the knee, and then you got the calf. It's its own thing going over top of that. So it gives you that really nice posability here at the leg. Then you got his feet, which can move side to side, forward and back. Arms can rotate all the way around. Move inwards and upwards. Looks like a single jointed elbow. It's also on a hinge. So something more similar to a NECA. Hands can rotate forward and back. Stomach region. Bend them down about that far. Goes back about that far. A little bit side to side. A little bit of a rotation. Well, actually, quite a bit of rotation. There we go.
Oh, God. I'm in pain.
Hold on. Who's the king of the monsters now? Now it kind of looks like that thing from, what was it, Maleficent or whatever? The tumor in the back of the lady's head?
What are you talking about? He's
more like Gigan now.
Yeah, he's a Gigan. You just got to switch his arms. Steve, you can make a custom Gigan and work.
Right. But it is a possibility, nonetheless. I like how somebody when we did the live stream unboxing was just like, hey, be careful with the neck. It's pretty easily snappable. And then I'm just sitting here like, ranking the crap out of it. So, posability-wise, really, really solid. For the most part, it has less joints than a Monster Arts, but you're probably going to get close to the same amount of posability. I would argue the Monster Arts tail is a little bit more posable, and same with like the head region. But outside of that, it's still going to get you in most of the same positions as if you were messing around with that guy. And then for closer details, head sculpt looks really nice. We can see a lot of the detailing on the face. Probably my favorite painted eyes out of all these small Godzilla figures.
It works.
No, it looks really good. They even got like the pupil and everything going on in there. And it looks decently movie accurate. The inside of the mouth also looks really nice. Detail-wise, anyways, I don't quite understand why it has the brown around the lips. Like, he's got like a poop-stained lipstick going on.
He was doing something.
But other than that, the tongue's posable. That's cool.
Oh,
so it's got that. So it's got that going on, just like the Monster Arts. Probably the biggest gripe is this little hinge here, where you have that little circle in the jaw.
What is that?
That's just to keep the jaw in
Is
place.
that a joint?
Yeah, well, it's where the joint was.
Oh, that's where Kong punched him. He had to have a reconstruction.
Right. And it does stand out a bit. Is it a deal breaker? No, because it's like there's segments and gapping everywhere, right? What's a little circle right there on the jaw? I just almost kind of wish it was uniform between both sides, which I know would probably upset even more people, but it almost bugs me more that there's only the one here than it just not being there, period. Also, what's nice about the inside of the mouth, too, is that fleshy pink coloring. Then for the rest of the body, detail is, I'm going to say it's good, but not good. Like, in certain areas, it's not quite great. You can see here on the side of the stomach and on the back here, the detailing isn't really crisp. It's almost got kind of a Playmates going on, where you see the detailing, but it's not super highlighted, because even the scaling here is kind of rounded.
That's hence the box, Steve.
Right? But then with the arms, like the plating actually sticks out pretty far and looks really good. Same with the front here. Again, kind of has like that more rounded edges to it. But then the legs got a really nice detailing with the scaling where they stick up. Same with the back of the legs. He also got, kind of looks like a lot of dirt hanging out in the back of his cat.
He's definitely been rolling in dirt for sure.
Right? And same with the tail. Tail's got really nice detailing. Seen on the bottom of the section here with the scaling. Top still kind of looks rounded a little bit, but again, it's not bad. Like, it's still, I would say, the actual like sculpting on the figure with the scaling and the spikes, it's still better than what we got with the NECA, which we'll be doing a comparison video here too. Because, of course, we got to do collectible wars between NECA, this, and Monster Arts.
Hells yeah.
It's kind of mandatory. But I would say in terms of a Monster Arts, it's not as detailed as the Monster Arts. But I would say this is more accurate to what I remember, what I perceive from the movie, more so than the Monster Arts.
Spoiler. If we do the original price, I think this one's a pretty good contender, Steve.
We'll see.
We shall see.
$50, you can't complain.
So for some quick comparisons here, we have the Hiya Toys Godzilla compared next to some other Godzilla vs. Kong figures with the bootleg Mecha Godzilla and the SH Monster Arts Kong. And here's some other legendary Godzilla figures with the NECA poster version of the 2019 and the Monster Arts 2021. And here it is next to some NECA Godzilla King of the Monsters figures with the poster Mothra, which is right over here, and the Rodan. And here it is some Godzilla Final Wars figures from Monster Arts with the 2004 Godzilla and Monster X. And then for some random comparisons from things from the shelves, we have the Marvel Legends Peter B. Parker from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and the Playmate Serva from Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, or you may know as Gridman. So overall with the Hiya Toys Godzilla figure, this thing's great. Like for $50, it's got really solid detailing. The articulation is phenomenal at that price point. And it's got, and one thing we didn't mention previously, but like the heft to it and the size is also fairly impressive. Because even like next to a NECA, which I'm currently trying to find while looking around on my floor, he's even bigger than that.
Yeah, he's bigger than NECA for sure. My only gripe is that gap edge on him. And then the muddy paint job that they put on him. It's a little weird to me. But it's just my, feelings on it.
Yeah, well, I think the muddy is kind of more accurate to the 2021 look.
It's weird.
If like you said, like I think a certain articulation issues could have been better suited, mainly having to do with like the neck head region.
Yeah.
But the rest of the figure is phenomenal. Like I mentioned, does it replace my Monster Arts in my collection? Personally, for me, not really. Because especially with this guy being a different scale, he's not going to really work with all the other Monster Arts figures. Until they release all the other Kaijus. And personally, I still like the Monster Arts is a little bit more heavily detailed.
Yeah, I hope they stay true to the scaling, at least to their kind. So the Kong is scaled to him, and, the Mecha Godzilla is scaled to him and everything else.
Yeah, that and just how hard this guy is to get a hold of is
it's
another kind of like slight turn off a bit on this. Granted, I haven't had a hard time trying to get a hold of him yet for pre-ordering, but I've definitely seen it's got that same Monster Arts problem where if you don't get it when the pre-orders are up, you're kind of it's kind of it's at your own risk afterwards.
You're gonna pay extra.
For the most part. Sometimes you get lucky and they make it cheaper, like the Ghidorahs. Like when they started reissuing it, that thing got cheaper over time. But then again, you could also end up with like the Kiryus where they came out 100 and now they're like 400 up. And then even this guy is going up for $100 on eBay now.
120 last time I checked.
Yeah, which at that price point, I'd almost say you're better off buying the Monster Arts. It's cheaper.
I think people just want it because it's a new company. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, for their first figure, this thing's phenomenal. This thing's great. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you could have really done that much better on this guy, and super pleased to get it. So if you can get him in the $50 price point range, definitely. I think at 50 it's a pretty good steal. Because, like, bang for your buck, I still say feels more worthwhile to me than a Monster Arts.
Well, I read their I think it was their Twitter or something, where they're saying they might do a second wave because they did not expect it to sell out, is what they said.
Oh, they could. Well, that or they could just make other versions. Because you could do, like, Atomic Blast. This guy's similar to 2021. You could do a burning version if you really wanted to.
You can milk this. They got it if they wanted to.
They could do Hong Kong lighting like they did Playmates did. Like, there's a lot of ways to get this guy back out without hurting the original value.
This is the next NECA company, pretty much, when it comes to Godzilla toys.
Yeah, it's a nice middle ground. But then again, the problem is we don't have the NECA anymore. So
that's what I mean. So
this guy's kind of our base ground now.
Yeah, so they're taking the spot. And they're going to do pretty good with that. Because they're already sold out. So, and they said they were surprised. So that means they're going to milk this. And we're going to fall for it.
I'm going to love falling for it. What do you guys think? If you guys picked up the Hiya Godzilla, what's your favorite 2021 collectible? Or is the Estes Monster Arts more your thing? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about it. Also, again, link in the description for Entertainment Earth. If you guys like to help support the channel, get yourself some sweet collectibles. Don't have the Hiya Toys Godzilla on there, sadly, but they do have a lot of other Godzilla stuff, including the newly released Monster X.
Yeah, they do. I've seen that.
And also the Super 7s are up for pre-order over there as well, which this is probably the next comparable company for this.
Yeah.
Granted, we gotta wait and see what their stuff's coming out. And they're more focusing on Heisei than Legendary. But
I gotta be honest with you, I would grab it on pre-order before it does sell out just like this guy did.
yeah, I can see them after release going up. Or at least like Biollante and the other monsters. Maybe not Godzilla, except for that melting one.
Oh, yeah.
Which I can't wait for that one. That was sweet. But yeah, definitely make sure to go check out the link in the description. And we also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys, keep up to date with the channel and donate. We greatly appreciate it. Got Discord attached to that. If you guys like to chat with us, we're on there very frequently. And also just like-minded individuals. Share your stuff, share your collection. If you got questions, best place to do it. See you guys in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.